Good evening, everybody. Pleasant evening in Pittsburgh. The turkeys are just kind of nesting. I think we're going to have a lot of baby turkeys showing up here pretty soon. Okay, here's something to always keep in mind. Whenever you see something like this, as we saw today in the Dow, without any reversal signal, you have to keep in mind that this doesn't mean as much as seeing something that is a reversal signal. And the reason you can say that is, after 400 years, if the Japanese rice traders saw something like this and could identify what type of reaction or what type of results were going to be occurring from this, then this would be one of our signals. Whereas it isn't. So what can we assume from that? That there isn't anything major happening other than a big up day. Now, does this mean we could have more follow-through? Definitely, but it doesn't guarantee that. For all we know, we could be down 85 points tomorrow, which still puts us in the same mode as we can recognize that we're in a sideways motion of this market. So that tells us we don't want to get too rambunctious about going long until we see further confirmation. Now, that doesn't mean we won't see more upside. It's just not as compelling as if this had been a bullish engulfing signal, even a bullish Harami. You would think this would be stronger than a bullish Harami because a bullish Harami would close below the previous day's open. That this was much stronger. You would think that there'd be more evidence that this was a reversal. However, since we don't see it from the Japanese rice traders as a reversal signal, we have to assume that there isn't anything conclusive after that type of signal. Same scenario over here on the NASDAQ. An up day, so all we can conclude is that we're probably still stuck in this sideways scenario. So the futures of the Dow is down 6, which really doesn't mean a whole heck of a lot. All right. Some of the sectors that might be affected by prices, we can see what's happening in gold. It's down quite a bit, and suspect is that it's going to come back and at least test the T-line, maybe the 200. That means gold isn't acting very well. Today, Nugget is kind of drifty, and even more evident that the JNUG was still trading lower. So there's nothing there in the gold. Can you explain? If you had more explanation, opening higher, therefore no engulfing. Yes, back to the Dow. Remember, a bullish engulfing signal is something that would have opened lower below the open of Thursday and closed above the open of Thursday. So it would have been a bullish engulfing. A bullish Harami would have opened above the close and then closed below the open. So it would have been an inside day. The fact that this has done both, opened higher and closed above this level, doesn't create a signal. And the only reason we want to recognize that is if this was some sort of probability or percent reversal indicator, the Japanese rice traders would have named it after watching the markets for 400 years. And it isn't. So all we can conclude is that it's not a reversal signal. So all we can say is, well, it's an up day, and it doesn't really tell us much. For all we know, tomorrow the market could trade back down 80 points or it could trade up 80 points. It's still not telling us which way this market is going. So with that result, you still have to use the conclusion that each individual stock chart is going to be your prime candidate as far as analyzing what's going on. And we'll get to the stocks here in a minute. For those trading futures, I know we have a couple of people in the options room that are long cattle. And we can see what the reversal was. There was our doji sandwich. Now another doji sandwich. Then a breakout through this level. At this point, how does that thing get on there? With us getting back up in the overbought condition, we have our safety stop right here. And tomorrow, we use our same analysis. If they gap it up, we get ready to add stops. Lean hogs, same scenario in the opposite direction. Notice ever since our big bearish engulfing signal right here at the 50, kind of a blue ice failure, headed down here, couldn't show any bullish confirmation. So what's our criteria for staying short? Stay short until you see a buy signal and a close above the T line. Oh, there is not much else out there. We know on crude oil, it's more than likely coming back to test the T line, giving us a J-hook pattern. So wouldn't be long crude oil right now, but it would be watching to see what it does here at the T line. All right, a few of the good stocks that we're trading. PLSA, after the bullish engulfing signal, doji sandwich, gap up, we had a consolidation day and then came right back up again, still in a nice J-hook pattern. You can still be buying this one with the anticipation that our next target is up to this level. Jim, your microphone might still be on. MMYT. You can see coming out of this rounding bottom that we're just now breaking out through this resistance level. You can stay long on this one as long as it stays above the T line. Now, for those that like to trade the smaller caps or the smaller price stocks, keep an eye on GNMX. Percentage-wise, it could have a decent percentage just coming back up here to the bottom of the gap, producing about a 35–40% upside. TGTX is a perfect example that if you were short and you see a doji in the oversold condition, just simply put your safety stop at the high of that candle. What was the one before MM? Oh, PLSE. You can see wave 1, wave 2, J-hook. So this moved from 8 to 35, 25 points. 25 points from here may take you up into about the $47, $50 area. We did TGS. So another one that you can kind of comfortably sit in. Ever since the kicker signal, GWRE has not been able to close back below the T line. So you can at least be trading this knowing that you're probably in an uptrend as long as it doesn't close below the T line, which means if you haven't bought it, you can still be a buyer if it breaks out through this congestion area. Anytime you see a congestion area that equates to a pattern like we see in Chipotle, bullish engulfing, bullish or left-right combo, breakout through this level, what do you got? Or bullish J-hook pattern. What's our upside potential? I think this was approximately 50, 60 points. 50, 60 points takes you up to the $500 range. Let's see. BBRY, we're going to do a session just on the big breakouts, what to expect. Here's one that if you had bought or if you were in it because of the best friend, couldn't close below the T-line, if you took profits right here, you get ready to buy back. If this bullish Harami tells us exactly what we're looking for, that the buying or the selling has stopped, now you look for buy confirmation. Shopify, very simple. You can see the fry pan bottom. Now you've got a potential of a bullish doji sandwich that if it moves this same magnitude, probably breaks you out through here. So, and where's your next likely target? Probably up here to the top of the trend channel. So you could get up into about the $77, $78 range pretty quick. Say pretty quick with a what do I say? A high degree of probability that you're still heading in this uptrend. RLGT, another one that has a potential. Look at the left-right combo right here on the T-line. What else we got setting up? Potentially a J-hook pattern coming out after a fry pan bottom. So the reason that we keep going over these pattern setups is the pattern setups at least give you a playing field of when to get in and when to be back out. And if they work, they're going to work a heck of a lot better percentage-wise than just buying, let's say, a slow uptrending stock in a slow uptrending market. EXAS, another one that is right here at the breakout level with a nice little fry pan bottom. It can still be bought on positive trading. Now, KRNT was one that you kind of watched that if you closed it out here, if you cut the chart off, I think I can do this, cut the chart off right here, there's nothing to look forward to. That doesn't stop you from buying back when it looks good again. So where did we close today? Right here at the highs. Opens positive. We're probably heading in this trajectory. We did Nugget. Nugget kind of soggy at this point. Labu, another one of the indexes that is acting better. Notice what it did. Even though it wasn't up very much today, it came back and consolidated right to the T-line, which is a good indication that if they bounce off the T-line in an uptrend, that means they're still going to keep moving higher, that the support level has been tested. Some of the biggies like Apple, nothing here. And notice where it's trading, just kind of sideways. So there wasn't any reason to be in it here, and there's no reason to be in it here. I think you're probably moving sideways with a good probability that the 50-day moving average is going to start catching up. Now, here's another situation where you didn't really have a reversal signal, but you really didn't have you've got kind of a downtrending channel. So the strong day today, even though it's not a reversal signal, may be continuing your uptrend based upon a breakout of this little downtrend, which also gives you that J-hook pattern setup. So we're still long on quite a few of the call spreads on this one. So if it starts moving higher, it had a 17-point day today. Another 17-point move would bring you right back up to this level, which was the target that we were anticipating. Yeah, Apple right now is boring, but you got to remember, sometimes they trade very well, and sometimes they get boring. You just come out of them and wait for the next buy signal. So Tesla, still in an uptrend as long as it's up above the T-line. And Netflix is a perfect example of, we had a kicker signal. They came out with earnings, which was 3 cents higher than estimates, but their prospects, or whether not their prospects, but their guidance was lower for next year, so it was trading down here, down 5 points. I saw a few minutes ago is now trading up here, so get ready for the breakout of Netflix. Oh, let's see. These had something to do with a Netflix chart. Another kicker type signal. This is KLXI. Keep an eye on this one. This is usually a good sign when they do a kicker signal. And MTB. Another kicker type signal. Shows you which way the trend was going, and now they've kicked it in the opposite direction. I'd start watching to see if they're heading for the 50-day moving average. So here's a good example of why the signals are very important to tell us what's going on in investor sentiment. If you had been short this one, from our shooting star, bearish left-right combo, close below the T-line, and then notice what happens once we get down here in the oversold area. Doji, little spinning top, bullish engulfing. So what's this tell us about our prospects? It's telling us our prospects, if you were short, this is probably the area where you want to start covering your short position because the probabilities are starting to go against you. AVXS, left-right combo after a hammer signal. And there's your scoop type pattern. Scoop patterns usually have a very high probability slingshot effect to the upside. So PTLA, we recommended that today. It would still be able to be bought on positive trading tomorrow because there you'd have your doji sandwich coming up into the handle. And what do we expect after doji sandwich? More upside. If we break through the handle, what do we expect from there? Good, strong slingshot effect. So we may be looking at something like this. We've got wave 1, wave 2, right smack dab to the 50. Now slingshot effect going into wave 3. VSTM, there's your bullish flutter kicker. This is only a $2 stock, but it had big volume. You can be buying this one on the flutter kicker J-hook pattern setup. And BSAC, left-right combo. It broke this downtrending channel. Wave 1, wave 2, going into wave 3. I'd be a buyer of this one on positive trading, especially if it broke out through this level. GSAT, another slow curve breakout. Big fry pan bottom. Had a good percent move today, but what did that tell us? That tells us they're breaking out of the fry pan bottom. Another one that you can be buying with a little bit of confidence tomorrow. ABEV, notice a little doji gap up through this downward wedge. Say downward wedge. If you can visually see that everything's coming to a point and they break out above that, it's usually a good indication there's been a change of investor sentiment based or versus what was there prior to the breakout. Let's see. RXDX. Got a Morningstar signal. You got to close right at the 50. Another situation where kind of watching to see where you might be breaking out. Somewhere up in here, especially with a buy signal, Morningstar signal. If it breaks out here, we also have a wave 1, wave 2, wave 3. YNDX did that. Broke out through this downtrending channel. This one could now be in wave 3. So again, pointing these out is if we can see whether there's a breakout, especially with kind of a little spinning top gap up through the resistance level, that's that much more compelling. There's been a new change of investor sentiment coming into the trading. HTGM, this one was a bad one. This one had prospects when it opened up positive today, but the fact that they closed it back down here, what's that tell you about the strength of your bullish sentiment? It's gone. So I would definitely be out of this one. Even if I bought here today, I'd be out because there's nothing here anymore. You could always buy back on the next buy signal, but right now you don't want to be caught in something that might be moving sideways for the next 2 weeks. STML, here's your Morningstar signal. There's your bullish confirmation above the T line. I'd watch to see what it does here. You've broken this downtrending channel. There we draw that line. Look for it to test here. Look for it to break out here. So you've got this kind of slow curve support off the 50, which is usually a good sign. Blue, bullish engulfing, right smack dab on the 50. So this is your signal, but that doesn't mean that's your complete analysis. Stochastics curling back up, just bouncing off the oversold area. Bullish engulfing, right smack dab on the 50. Today it confirmed by closing above the T line. So you're right here at this downtrending channel. And where is this buy signal? Right here. And look at what happened right here. Morningstar signal. So you're seeing buying. You're seeing stochastics head up off the 50. That's a high probability trade setup. CLVS, same scenario. Left-right combo. Stochastics starting to come up. Close above the T line. Look for at least a pop back up to the 50 and then see what it does from there. Canadian Solar. Here's your best friend bobble breakout. So if it opens positive from here, what else is happening other than a bobble breakout J-hook pattern? You're breaking this downward trend channel. Oops, pretty much did it already. That's definitely a strong buy on positive trading tomorrow. If this is wave 1, figure wave 3 will bring you back up testing the recent highs. ENZ, right here at a breakout level. You can see the fry pan bottom. You can see the J-hook pattern. LJPC. The bigger the signal, there's a big Morningstar signal. If it trades back up through, I'd use the 50 as my exit for entry. Comes up through there, you got a doji sandwich breakout, breaking this downward trend channel. Jamie, yes, NVIDIA, it's probably basing in here, but I wouldn't be a buyer of it. It wouldn't be one of my strongest buys. The reason for that is if there is no signal here, even though it looks like it's moving up, it probably has less force to it than something that you see that does have a signal right at an important technical level. That is much more compelling to tell me that that there's a better possibility that the bulls have taken control. FMY, all the dojis, the left-right combo, the cradle type pattern broke through again this trend resistance. It gapped up. Notice the gap up to get to the resistance level and through the resistance level. So once again, your analysis has to be if they know there's a resistance level right here and they're gapping up to get there or knowing that it's there, more than likely it's not going to be a very effective resistance level anymore. An INFN, there's kind of your bullish flutter kicker right off the 200, right at this downtrending channel. Another one that you can definitely be buying on positive trading with your first target pretty much toward the 50-day moving average. TDOC, another one that's heading up into new territory. And Weight Watchers. That's your classic fry pan bottom J-hook pattern. You can be buying this one. Now on the other side, on the short side, because we don't know if there's any definite trend in this market, still want to be short things like AK Steel. Milam was down a little bit today. At this point, with it being in the oversold area, you start seeing the tails to the downside. I'd be ready to cover any short positions on positive trading tomorrow. SWNC was recommended. We didn't execute it today, but if it opens lower tomorrow, notice that we still got some room to the downside in stochastics. But if it trades below the low of today, I'd short it because notice what it's done. It's pretty much broken this support level. And this is the type that you definitely want to keep your eyes open for. We recommended shorting HCLP the other day because you had a bearish engulfing signal, traded lower, and then again today traded lower again. So where's your next likely target? Here's target number 1. Here's target number 2. If you recommend a short, would you buy an in the money put? Instead, you could, yes. And it doesn't matter whether it's in the money or out of the money. That's, again, up to each individual as far as what their risk factor is. So depending on what my risk factor is, I might buy a 16 put because it's already there, trading in the money. Might do a 15 because that's slightly out of the money. It would be a little bit cheaper, but needs to move there. And then all depending on what you know or what you anticipate. Let's say the 13s were ultra cheap. Now, I probably wouldn't be doing the Aprils, doing the Mays. But let's say they're ultra cheap. That if we think this is going to head down here or head down here, and you don't want to have a lot of money exposed, you buy way out of the money a very inexpensive put. Yeah, here there the signals or the yeah, I hadn't called to figure out how to get rid of the red band. AKTX closed below the T line. It might be coming back down here. Not one of your best looking shorts because there's really no strong sell signal. Whoops, what was that? Hell. This is observe the obvious. There's your slow curve. And notice what it broke. I haven't broke any support in here. So you've got wave 1 going into wave 3. Now again, observe the obvious. Look how big your bearish engulfing signal was, and they could never bring it back up. So right in here, you could probably be going short, or right in here, you're going short, confirming that you weren't going to stay up above the T line. Bearish engulfing signal, right smack dab off the 200, closed below the 50 and the T line. You could short this one on weakness. Where's your next likely target? Seeing what it does coming back down to the support level. But the fact that they did a bearish engulfing signal right in an area where everybody else could see that it was a resistance level just improves the probabilities that you're in the right place at the right time. Cliffs, showing this one as an example. Again, there's your big bearish engulfing signal. There are times you might come out of it, but get right back in it. Why is that? Because every time it turned around, it was continuing this downtrend. So if I covered my short position here, I might be re-shorting it somewhere right in here again. So this is a case where if this was a 5-point move and you only got 4.420 on it, that's fine. At least you know every time you went short, it was going in the direction that you wanted to be going. Got just a few more. Let's see, QCOM. Now, again, this is a case where short, but an inverted hammer, doji in the oversold area, pick a spot, maybe right here above today's high or above the 3T line. Notice everything is setting up. You're in the oversold area, you're starting to get indecision, and you're that far away from the T line relative to where it normally trades. Any positive trading would indicate there's probably going to be a bounce back up to the T line. MAG, I think MAG doesn't have very big volume or maybe it was MAGs, I forget. But here's another one where if it comes down through this level, you can short it because now you're wave 1, wave 2, going into wave 3. Again, with your sell signals up here right at the 200-day moving average. SNDs, like a lot of the oil stocks right now, failed here at the 50 with a shooting star, closed below the T line. Just high probabilities. That's the direction it's coming in. All right, thank you, SV. CF, there is your bearish doji sandwich below the 200. This has high prospects of wave 1, wave 2, going into wave 3. And one more, Grub. Failure right here at the 50. So this is a perfect example that if you were long and saw them gap it up, go above the 50 and then come back down below it, that's pretty good evidence the 50 is acting as resistance. Now you've got a bearish doji sandwich, which says if this opens lower, you might now be wave 1, wave 2, going into wave 3 to the downside. So again, this is all visual analysis showing you what's going on in investor sentiment at crucial support and resistance levels. Okay, I guess that's about all we got tonight. Are there any general questions on candlesticks? And any individual, when I tell Jim to do the double line, keep your request at 2 tonight. On April 25th, Steve is having a members training webinar on debit spreads. Yes. What is the correct link for the archives where the member training webinars are located? They're going to be in here, William. going to be a live session. Okay, I guess, Jim, go ahead and do the double line. When is the training? It's 8 o'clock. Let's see, on the 25th. Yes, it's just a members session to see the advantages of spreads. Okay, let's do CBD. This one, inverted hammer, you can be buying this one. That's a good looking chart. That one came up on my scanning tonight. AMN. If you like this one, you can be buying it. It's not anything real enthusiastic. You probably want to see some more bullish confirmation. EEM, emerging markets, not anything wild exciting here, but if it breaks this downtrending channel, you're going to be in an uptrend. Boeing, left-right combo or Morningstar signal right off the 50. Probably a good one to be buying if it opens positive. It also would be breaking this downtrending channel. Not quite a bullish engulfing signal on Philip Morris. Yeah, I'd probably be less apt to be buying this one. Home Depot, tough one to trade because it doesn't move around very much. Oh, boy. There's just nothing there that would get you excited. Even if you with your bullish engulfing signal, I probably wouldn't want to trade it until it broke out through the 150 level. And 3M, same scenario. Not very exciting, but if you like it for a longer term hold, you can be buying this one once it breaks this little downtrending channel. Swift, you can buy this one. Notice where the selling has stopped. Right here on the T-line. You can buy that one on positive trading. Just use the T-line as your stop. BCLI, another one that doesn't have a real exciting chart. If you like it, you can be buying. Just be aware that you're in a kind of a sideways range here. Labu, we did. It can be bought on positive trading. Just be careful what it does at the 50. Alta, absolutely nothing there. Wouldn't be long or short. There's absolutely no direction. Knee. Another one that you can be buying. It's still not very exciting, but you do have a left-right combo. It is supporting here. So that would give me suspect that you're probably moving back up into that trading range. BIVV. If you like it, stay long. Just don't let it close below the T-line. Whoops. As stay long, broke out nicely. Fry pan bottom, breakout. You can still be buying this one on positive trading. That would tell you the breakout is going to be fairly strong. Micron, nothing there. If you were short, you should have covered your short today. I wouldn't be going long yet, though. Not a good looking chart right now. And AK Steel, if you're short, you stay short. You're in the oversold area, so put your safety stop just above today's high. And PAM, just a nice, slow, steady uptrend. All you can do is stay long with this one. NRZ, that one broke out nicely. You can see where the resistance level is right in here. I think I can draw it. Stay long on this one. FTK, nothing. Boy. If you're short, it needs to open lower. If it opens positive, you're kind of in this congestion area. It'd be someplace else. I wouldn't be going long, though, on this one until it gets back up, not only above the T-line, but out of the congestion area up above the 200. Sim, just stay long. Good looking chart. Nally, you can stay long on this one. This one pays a good dividend yield, so I'd stay long. Probably give it more leeway because of the dividend yield. Just don't want to see it close right now back below the T-line. U.S. Steel, stay short. Look for it to touch the 200. XIV, if you were short, there was your stop. You're in the oversold area. It shouldn't come back up through the high of that doji type day. And NAC, you're in the bobble. If you own it, you stay long, but it can't close below the T-line. If you're looking to buy it, get ready to buy it if it comes back up through the 50. That'd give you a high probability trade setup because of the bobble pattern. ITEK. Oops. Another one, volume is good and strong, but another one where you stay long. Look for a breakout in here. Nothing to tell you to stay long at this point. Where am I? We did EEM. KSU. There's your bobble again. Failed at the 200. Couldn't close below the T-line. You can still be buying this one on the J-hook bobble breakout. Six Flags. Nothing real exciting about this chart. If you're buying it, nothing. If you like it, you can be buying it using the 50 as your stop until the T-line catches up, but you're not going to make very much percentage move on this one. Stay short on this one. I wouldn't short it here, but I'd stay short. But now that you're back in the oversold area, either you're going to have this type of wave or you're getting close to this little trend support. So you watch for a buy signal. IMMU. You can get ready to buy this one on Positive Trading. The series of dojis, bullish confirmation. Whoops. Nike. Not a great chart. You can be buying this one on Positive Trading. It just is not a chart that I'd want to trade. It's junky. But you can be buying it. You just have to watch to see what it does once it gets up here into the high area. EXAS, you buy this one on Positive Trading. Agnes, stay long on this one. Just be careful. You've kind of broken out. You can stay long, probably because of the dividend yield, if there is one on this one. Hydra, another one that if it breaks out through this little downtrending channel, you can be buying it. Once again, I'd make sure that you've got a lot of volume on this one. Nothing on XXI, Under Armour, nothing here. No direction. If you're short, you stay short, but if it opens positive tomorrow, I'd close it out. Johnson & Johnson, not a very exciting stock percentage-wise, but the pattern is very obvious. Morningstar signal, bullish confirmation. Look for your J-hook pattern. Alcoa, stay short. You still haven't hit bottom, I would suspect. They're coming down to the 200. That would kind of correspond with this downtrending support level. Public storage. This one has broken out through this downtrending channel after a bullish engulfing. Not going to make you a whole lot of money, but it's heading in the right direction. AK Steel, gap fill. I don't know. Yeah, there's a gap way over here. It could be doing that. Johnson & Johnson McMuffin, close to it. Close enough to, I mean, usually you want your doji to be up here at the top. So it's not quite a McMuffin, but it's still giving you the same impression. Morningstar signal, bullish confirmation. All right. A McMuffin is a morning star signal followed by a doji sandwich or a morning sandwich, which is your McMuffin. Oh, as far as U.S. Steel, as a better play for a short, I think both of them are too far gone to be shorting it. If you're short, you stay short, but I wouldn't be shorting it at this time. They are yummy, yep. Yep, lots of cooking stuff. Fry pan bottoms, doji sandwiches. All right, everybody, let's call it a night. We'll see everybody bright and early tomorrow morning. We'll see you then.